He sent me a photograph this morning of the sprinklers running at the Capitol. Those rainbirds were really working hard over there. And maybe that's a policy. We're going to keep the grass green in the Capitol. Well, I won't go any further on that. So we have to revisit what business as usual is for us. Well, we're known for our water conflicts in California, and our water wars, as some people say. There is a really neat reality that occurs in a time of crisis, and that is the sense of mutual aid that we can muster up. And I think you heard a lot of it in David's comments there, and that may be the kind of the best thing we can find this year is that mutual aid and helping each other. We have been warning our water users, bracing them for a 0% allocation at Westlands in the initial allocation for the last couple months. I think we're at a point now where we can say that's a virtual certainty in February when the first initial official forecast comes out. And now we're in the process of beginning to warn and brace people for maybe 0 is the final allocation, not just the initial, but also the final. I want to spend a couple minutes talking about what's changed since 1977, because that's our worst, driest year of modern history, our most recent experience. And there's a few things to highlight. In 77, there were 22 million Californians. Today, there's 38 million. That's a 72% increase in population. Our per capita income was $8,500 then. Today, it's $42,000, 400% increase. In 1977, gross farm revenue was $9.6 billion. Today, it's $45 billion, a 368% increase. So, obviously, a lot has changed, and the stakes have just gotten much, much higher. There's a lot of other changes that have occurred. Our investment in the environment, our investment in water use efficiency, et cetera, but looking at those big factors gives you a sense of the gravity and the reach of the drought crisis. For us in the CVP, obviously one thing, a really big factor that's changed is shown in this slide here, which shows the layers upon layers of regulatory decisions and reallocation of water from human use to the environment, a reprioritization of putting us further and further behind down the chain of demands and needs and responsibilities to be met. That's a reality we live with, and it's frightening. It's frightening in two cases, two situations. And one, it kind of represents what has come to be our permanent drought in the CVP South Delta service area, and it also represents the kind of what has driven us to go into this year, this critical year, in a very fragile situation. Our groundwater has been depleted over that period. Our other resources have been just depleted and maxed out financially.